Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Yes, it's just a lovely day. It is Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. All of you here who follow this blog realize that we are caught in some kind of thing. I've referred this to a freak show repeatedly. Well, the freak show, yet again, gets even freakier. What am I talking about? I'm laughing. I can't help myself sometimes. So the thing known as Janet Yellen, the former Fed chairperson, now U.S. Treasury Secretary, she's coming out, are you ready? And admitting that she was wrong, that inflation was transitory. Can I please get a duh? Duh! You and I have known this since day one, that this was a lie. There was no way on this earth this was transitory. And now again, what are they doing? They're pushing the narrative. Today, this morning, I'm watching Bloomberg, Fox Business, CNBC, and it's all, inflation is peaking. It's going to get better now. Are you kidding me? They can't stop lying. And I don't know about you, but it makes my freaking blood boil. All right. And it's, I don't know. You tell me what it is. Anyway, stock futures right now are higher across the board. Nothing major, but higher nonetheless. Let's look over at the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield, steady, almost like where we were yesterday. You got crude oil, WTI, West Texas Intermediate, is about $117 a barrel. The dollar, the comparative strength or relative strength is slightly higher. Okay, so what's the setup for the market? I'm going to call it neutral to maybe slightly positive. Why? Why slightly positive? Because the 10-year yield is stable and it is higher. Now, we're not seeing those jumps like I'm worried about, like you should be worried about as well. I sincerely believe, as you all know, that if we see the 10-year yield rising in a controlled manner above 3%, especially with what's about to happen. Today, the Federal Reserve is going to start this mystical, or they're supposed to, at least, start the miraculous, mystical, quantitative tightening. I talked about this yesterday. People, look, don't fall for the bullshit, the dog shit, the cat shit, whatever kind of shit. Don't fall for any of it, okay? Because they're going to try to feed it to you by the bucketful and make you choke on it, okay? No. There is no way that the Federal Reserve is going to unwind its balance sheet in any meaningful way. It will still be. Think about this again, what I'm going to tell you. I said it yesterday. The Fed's freaking balance sheet is going to still remain higher than the gross domestic product of most countries on earth in perpetuity. It's just not going to stop. And again, we got the mechanism of crisis to crisis to crisis. Now we're sending another, I don't even know what this number is, several tens of billions of dollars in military equipment. Our illustrious retard president, he's a retard. Okay, I'm sorry to say that. And I know every time I use that word, I get blasted. Look, what can I tell you? If you don't like it, I don't know what to say. But the man obviously is corrupted. The man is obviously, playing right along with the Federal Reserve, for which he said yesterday, oh yes, I'm fully committed to making sure the Federal Reserve remains independent. Independent? Really? What he means is the Federal Reserve is the government. You all know that. And with this mechanism of sending weapons and cash and everything over to support this proxy war over there, you haven't seen anything yet. And it's all going to be done with your stamp of approval. Because you see, if you say no, then you're not a patriot. And you don't care about the Ukrainian people or anybody else. And with regard to COVID and crotch rot monkeypox, well, I think you have a handle on that as well. Can't make any of this shit up. It's impossible to do. I don't care how talented you may be. You can't make it up. No one could do it. Anyway, so yes, we have I'm laughing. I'm laughing. I'm laughing again. If I don't laugh, I will freaking jump out my window. There's a window here, and I'll jump out of it. Anyway, we got this stunning, shocking admission that Janet Yellen, I was wrong. Wrong. It's not transitory. Duh. Somebody help me. Please. I really need help. I can't handle it anymore. I'm going to come apart. Let me calm down a second. Okay. So, let's put this back. Let's put this back into some kind of perspective. We got a market here that will open higher. At least that's what futures are pointing at. Trading doesn't start for about 35 minutes. Okay, lovely. May, sell in May and go away. That didn't work, okay? May was a positive month for the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500. So much for that, okay? I'm going to give you a little tidbit of information here. Regardless of this mystical, whatever the freak it is, quantitative tightening, let's come back to this video. You know, today being June 1st. I'm saying at the end of this month, this market's going to be higher. All right. Let's save this video to your computer or wherever you want to. Let's see if I'm right on that. I sincerely believe that regardless of anything, you're going to see the market go up. Well, I can't say regardless of anything. If there's some kind of a nuclear attack or some kind of black swan event, if we remain where we are, if things remain in this lovely state of affairs, you know, this crisis, that crisis, expanding wars and everything else, and a central bank that is going to continue to inflate by what? By funding every single crisis that comes along and whatever else they want to throw at us, of course, the market will end higher. Let us move forward. Right now you got gold and silver, which are relatively flat this morning. You got Bitcoin around 32,000 right now. Look, I pretty much covered the whole gamut of things here for you. Yeah, I always try to bring you up to speed, let you know what's happening here. And with whatever you do in this market or don't do, have a clear understanding of why you're either doing it or not doing it. The main thing is here, in my opinion, and you're of course entitled to your own, you have to take some kind of action. There is a war on, and I'm not talking about the war with Russia and Ukraine. There is a war on against you, against all of us, and I don't care what tier of society you're actually in. Me, personally, I believe the middle class is being eliminated, exterminated, and they're going to go away like the dodo bird into extinction here as they force us into a new feudal system and a two-tier society of extreme haves and extreme have-nots. That's the way it's going to go. And part of that mechanism, in case you are not aware, if you're brand new here, is to create inflation. The Federal Reserve, along with other central banks around the world, this is a global phenomenon, have gone out of their way to create inflation. And it's not going to stop, despite admissions from, freaks like Janet Yellen that are trying to explain to you, oh, I was wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I think wrong. People, make any of this up. Please. With that said, people, today is the first of the month. And on the first of every month, I ask your support. Is Greg Mannarino doing a good job? Do you think he's going to stay sane through this entire thing? If you really, I always say that word kind of funny, whatever, it's some kind of thing in my head. Please support my work, okay? I do this the first of every month. If you want to support my work, if you feel like you want to get behind me, you're part of Greg Mannarino's team, there is a link in the description of this video. All I ask for is $5. $5, that's it. Every month I ask you for the same thing. And just to bring you up to speed, it's astonishing how few of you actually do. But for those of you that do support my work, I really do appreciate you. And anyway, with that said, yes, there is a link in the description of this video. please support my work. All I ask for is $5. If you want to send me cryptocurrencies, I'm all for that too. There is a link down here as well. I hope you choose to support my work sincerely. And I will see all of you later at the end of the day. Total freak show. And, well, I'm out of here.